Oh my gosh, this dress is so short. Scooby-Dooby-Doo, oh, where are you? It is some help from you now. Scooby-Dooby-Doo, where are you? Is it some help to you now? Yeah, you know we got a mystery to solve it. Scooby-Doo, be ready for your hat with your hat. What are the words there? You know we got a mystery to solve, so Scooby-Doo, be ready with your bat? Bat? Does he have a bat? Is he gonna hurt people with the bat? That doesn't sound right. What are the words? Riley, you have to be part of this episode. Scooby-Doo, where are you? Riley? Riley, will you be a part of this episode? Will you do it for a Scooby snack? Oh, over here. I'm literally holding it in front of you. Right here. Would you do it for let's try again. Would you do it for a Scooby snack? Just take it out of my hands. I'm handing it to you. Okay, take three. Would you do it for a Scooby snack? Riley. There you go. Good dog. No, you're supposed to stay here after I give you the scoop. Does bribery not even work anymore? What is this world coming to? Scooby-Dooby-Doo, oh, where are you? You're ready and you're willing. Because we can count on you. Hey, Scooby-Doo. We know we'll catch that villain. Is that what they do? Do they rhyme willing with villain? I'm not on board with that. Anyway, it's episode 89, you guys. It's Halloween. We're doing a Tempy Trivia today on Scooby-Doo from 2002. That's right. But I really, really need Riley here. I tried to bribe her with a Scooby snack and it didn't work. Riley, I need a big brown dog for this episode. I'm dressed like Daphne and I need you to be here. Get over here. Yeah, that's a good girl. Can you lay down? First of all, can you sit? Hey, can you just sit? Sit. Thank you. Just chill here for a little bit. Guys, I was wildly obsessed with the live action Scooby-Doo movie. Way too much. I don't know why, but for some reason, I really, really liked it. And so we're going to do a Tempy Trivia about it today. I'm going to tell you some fun facts, some behind the scenes little nuggets of info, and some goofs, right? We love goofs. And we're going to start with my outfit. I am dressed as Daphne, and this is a one-of-a-kind Daphne outfit. Let me stand up for you. For the video viewers, it's incredibly short. I swear I have shorts on underneath it, so don't worry. Don't worry about this upskirt action happening. Just go with the flow. It's fine. It's very short, and that's because my mom made it for me when I was 17. When I was 17 years old, I was obsessed with Scooby-Doo, and 16 or 17, one of those. And I really, really wanted to be her for Halloween. And this was before Amazon. This was before you could just order whatever costume you wanted on the internet and have it come to your day. Did everyone hear her burp? Oh my gosh, she burps like a human. It's so weird. Can I start over? It was before Amazon where you could just order any costume you want and it would be here in 2 days. Guys, I'm just getting off being sick. I know how nasally I sound. I never get sick anymore ever since I started going to my allergist, who has just I'm bleeding. Does anyone see that I'm bleeding on my knee? I didn't even realize this. What just happened? I hurt myself in some way and there's blood. There's blood on my knee. This is a mystery. This is a Scooby-Doo mystery. How did I cut myself on my knee during this episode already? Oh my gosh, audio listeners, you are seriously missing out. Something happened. Okay, I'm gonna be a detective, and I'm gonna say it was probably when I uncrossed my knees and the zipper from my go-go boots cut my knee. I think. Can we go back and see if that? Can we check the footage? Can we go back? Oh. Okay, I'm going to go back, and I can't see it now because it's real time, but maybe you video viewers will see that is really what happened. This is not attractive. Can we cut to something? Oh my gosh, can we cut to gravy knife while I get this blood off me?
Gravy knife! It didn't stick with it? Gravy knife!
So embarrassing to just start bleeding out of your knee in the middle of an episode. So embarrassing. Okay, back to what I was saying. Yes, I'm sick. Yes, I'm nasally. Just deal with it. When I was 16 and or 17, I was obsessed with Scooby-Doo. And I'll tell you why. I was filming all that at the time. And when I was filming all that, I would live in a tiny apartment in LA, only for the weeks that we were filming. So it was not furnished. We barely had a kitchen table. It was just me and my mom who would go out there and live in this apartment on Coldwater Canyon during the weeks of filming, and we barely had anything, right? Like we had a blow-up mattress on the floor. We had a very small little TV that only got like a couple channels, and just like roughing it, right? Like roughing it in LA. I'm bleeding so much out of my knee. Hey, can we be on like bloody knee watch? We're gonna have like a bloody knee watch every once in a while and see how much more blood is coming out of this knee. Hey, it's Halloween. We're gonna get gory up in here. Okay, so when I was living in Los Angeles in my apartment that was unfurnished, I had nothing to do, but I did have a laptop, and for some reason, I had Scooby-Doo, the 2002 movie on DVD. I don't know why I had this. But I had both of those things. And so for entertainment, I would watch Scooby-Doo over and over and over. I don't know why. I loved it so much. I loved it so much that I asked my mom, who is not a seamstress, even a little, to sew me this costume. Nowadays, you can go on Amazon and you can get a Daphne costume, very similar to the movie costume, in 2 days, and it'll arrive on your front porch instead of like dragging your mom to Joann Fabrics and trying to pick out a pattern that was pretty similar to the one Sarah Michelle Gellar wore in Scooby-Doo 2002 so that you could wear it on Halloween and go trick-or-treating? I was 17. Why did I care so much? I wasn't going to parties. What was I doing? Why did I need this costume so much? I don't know, but I did. I loved the reimagining of Scooby-Doo in live action form. I was very excited when the first, how's my bloody knee doing? Okay, I clearly cut it in 2 places because it's bleeding out of 2 areas here. Medic, Kevin, bring the Band-Aids, please. He wants me to die. He wants me to bleed out and die. That's what he wants. That's why he tried to cut my eye open last Halloween. And this Halloween, he wants me to just bleed out and die. Because then he can take over the show like he always wanted. Well, joke's on you. I make no money from this show. Anyway, so I was like, Ma, you gotta sew me a costume. She's like, I don't sew. I'm like, you do now because you love me, okay? So much leverage in love, right? Because, gosh, this dress is so short. So much leverage in love because I'm like, Mom, this is really important to me. I really want... This is what it was. There was a red carpet celebrity Halloween event that I went to every year when I was living in LA, and I was on Nickelodeon, and I loved it. And I think it was one of the events that like Heidi Klum would show up to and wear one of her insanely ridiculous costumes, which are amazing. She is the queen of Halloween, that woman. She dressed up as a worm. This is what I love about her. She's so hot. She may be the hottest woman on earth. And yet for every Halloween, she does something grotesque, which I love. Yes. We already know you're hot. What are you going to do? Be a sexy nurse? Sexy veterinarian? Sexy vegetarian? Like, no, just she's something grotesque. And that's the way Halloween that's what Halloween was intended to be. Gross and ugly and scary. But not me. I wanted to be Daphne so bad, and there was no costume available. So I'm like, Ma, you got to sew me one. So not only did I drag my mom to Joann Fabrics, pick out a pattern of this dress that kind of looked like the one from the movie. In fact, I have the Barbie next to me. Video viewers, you can see I've got the Daphne Barbie and Scooby-Doo plush. It was actually brand new in the box, and I just gave it to my daughter because I produced a tiny version of myself, and that tiny version of myself not only looks just like me, she loves all the things I love, and so she is now obsessed with Scooby-Doo, and she's watching it every day, and she's been playing with this Barbie, so I opened it for her, and she loves it so much. I'm bleeding out of my knee. I'm still bleeding out of my knee. Can we do a close-up on the knee? There's blood on my knee. Who am I, Kurt Schilling? That was ankle, not knee. Really bad reference. Anyway, so my mom somehow did it, and bless her heart, because I won't do that for Chloe. Dude, my daughter's 9, and she's like, I want to be a K-pop Demon Hunters character. And I'm like, okay, what do they look like? And she's like, well, not only do I want to be one character, I want to be 2 characters. So can you get like half of one costume and half of the other and sew them together in some kind of Two-Face monstrosity? And I'm like, no. So now she's going to be Princess Peach, which is a much better selection. No, she's not going to be Peach. She's going to be Rosalina. Way better princess. Calvin's going to be Mario. She's going to be Rosalina. It's going to be great. But I convinced her to not be a K-pop Demon Hunters character because I can't sew. My mom also couldn't sew, but she loved me enough that she made this costume that I'm wearing right now. I told you I'm just coming off a cold and it's all the residual crap. And I went to that red carpet event, and I'll show pictures of that right now of when I was 17. And I had purple go-go boots that I went on Hollywood Boulevard, like right in LA. They have all these like costume shops, and I went from like shop to shop to shop to find white go-go boots that I then painted purple. Right, guys? This was a total DIY costume because this was not available. Painted the boots, found the glasses. Where are they? They're my glasses. Where are my glasses? Gosh, I sound like Velma, and I'm dressed like Daphne. It's a catastrophe. I found these glasses that looked like her movie glasses in a shop on Hollywood Boulevard. And I went to the store, and I found Scooby Snacks, a box of them. They're just like cookies. And I went to this red carpet event, and I looked awesome, and I was super happy. And my poor mom put so much work into that, and I still thank her for that. Because, gosh, it still fits me. It's kind of fallen apart a little bit. I've had to safety pin some of it together, but man, it's pretty much held up, and it still fits me, which is great. But it's Tempy Trivia. That means we're gonna get into the fun facts, and I'm gonna tell you some cool behind the scenes stories about this. But I will tell you that I don't even have to reference the internet for some of these because I was so obsessed with this movie that I took it upon myself to learn things about it. And one of the things I learned was that Matthew Lillard, who plays Shaggy in the movie, actually, let's just review the cast. We got Matthew Lillard as Shaggy. We've got Linda Cardellini as Velma, who I love Linda Cardellini. Oh my gosh. We've got Sarah Michelle Gellar as Daphne, and her husband, Freddie Prinze Jr. as Fred. That's his name, Fred, which is very cute that they are husband and wife, and they got to play off each other as that. Isla Fisher is also Mary Jane, the love interest of Shaggy in the movie, and she does a great job. And Mr. Bean is Emil Montevarius, and he does an amazing job as well. And the screenplay was written by James Gunn, so you can see some of his early work and some of his early humor, which was definitely toned down for the final cut of the movie. How's Bloody Knee doing? Bloody Knee, okay, the bleeding has kind of congealed, and it's not making a mess like it was before. I'll be okay, guys. I'm gonna be okay. Also, I'm gonna take a quick video with my phone of Riley, who Riley is on the floor. She's participating in the episode like I asked her to. It wouldn't be a true Scooby-Doo episode if I didn't have my own dog as part of it. But she's here. You can't see her in this angle, but she's here. She's here. She's doing it. So Matthew Lillard was also on All That. He was a guest star on My Seasons.
Whoa, I got something. It worked. It's film star Matthew Lillard.
You want to be our celebrity guest?
Can you keep salami?
Just return it when you're done.
Okay, sounds good. Great. Let's go do the show.
Tonight's special guest, Matthew Lillard.
And he was super, super nice. I didn't get to do any sketches with him, but I did meet him, and he was very, very nice and super funny. Just he's one of those actors that just takes such crazy risks with his characters, and very Jim Carrey in the sense that he just goes all in. He will go all in. And you can see that with Shaggy. You could see that with his character in Scream. Just every movie he does, he just throws himself into this character for the sake of us, like for the audience. And I'm sure that a lot of the improv that he does doesn't land, or maybe it does. I don't know, but I love the fact that I'd love to see all the takes they didn't use of Matthew Lillard, because I bet there was, I just love to see him experiment and make choices and try out different things in his comedic roles. So one fun fact I know that we'll start with is that when Matthew Lillard had the audition for Shaggy, he knew he had to get that crack in his voice. Zoinks! He had to get that crack in his voice. And so I know that on the way to the audition, in his car, he was screaming at the top of his lungs. Ah! Just screaming while he was driving, so that he would tire his voice out enough that it would create that crack effect. And I remember in whatever interview this was that I watched, it may have even been a DVD extra, because I watched all the DVD extras on my little Scooby-Doo DVD over and over and over. All the deleted scenes, I watched them so many times. But and he remembers being in his car, screaming at the top of his lungs, being at a red light and looking over, and people just looking into his car like, "Oh my God, why is that man okay? Why is he screaming? What's wrong with him?" And I think that's so funny, because I've also done this, and I think about him every time. So it's very difficult to learn how to fry scream when you're a classically trained singer. And what I mean by that is this like, it's that weird like pterodactyl sound. When you see metal singers on stage, they're not actually screaming the way that you would if you saw the 1,000-volt ghost. That's a throwback to Scooby-Doo. They're not screaming the way that you would scream if you were scared. They're using a technique to save their voice so they can do it night after night after night, and then it's called a fry scream. Like, not like that, like, and you work on that, you get it louder and louder and louder, and pretty soon you can do that at full volume in these metal songs. And I'm new to it, and I'm getting a lot better than I used to be, but I had to go record some vocals where they needed a fry scream from me. And so in the car on the way to this recording session, I was doing the same thing as Matthew Lillard. I was in the car just like, like trying to get that sound, and then see how loud I could get it while still maintaining that rough, edgy sound to my voice. So I love the fact that he did that to audition for Shaggy, and I've remembered that after all these years. Like, so awesome. He was so committed, even just to audition for the character. Okay, let's get into it. We've got some trivia for Scooby-Doo, the movie, which came out in 2002. I'm not sure how it did on reviews. I don't know what its Rotten Tomatoes score is. Frankly, I don't care. I'm getting to the point where I think movies for kids should be rated by kids, and adults shouldn't get to rate kids' movies because my kids love it. If you told me right now it got a 20% on Rotten Tomatoes, I wouldn't care, because my kids absolutely love it. I loved it, and I thought it was very well done. Oh my gosh, is my eyelash coming off? Holy crap. Hold on. Everybody just chill. Show Gravy Knife again.
Gravy Knife!
Okay, hopefully this eyelash isn't just like sticking straight up like an antenna. So basically, this was sort of around the time where more live action versions of cartoons were starting to happen. We had Josie and the Pussycats. I love this movie. Another movie that it got very poorly reviewed. I think it's so fun. It's so funny and very meta. I was, 15, 16, 17 when these movies were starting to happen. And I'd read in like Vanity Fair or something, Hollywood Reporter or something, that they were working on a live action Jetsons. And I wanted to play Judy Jetson so bad that I had actually coordinated with a couple production friends of mine to try to shoot an audition tape, because I really, really wanted to be Judy Jetson. I loved this trend of live action cartoons. So, It never happened. The movie never happened. My audition tape never happened. I can't show it to you. It does not exist. But I did talk to even my makeup artist, Michael Johnston, at all that about like how to get my hair up like that. He's like, we could just use a crap ton of gel and get your hair to go up like Judy Jetson. Well, like I had an outfit. I was all ready, guys. I was ready to like try to get the part of Judy Jetson. Shaggy's girlfriend is named Mary Jane on purpose, wink. And Shaggy's line is like, that's my favorite name. Never put that together until recently when I was watching it with Chloe. There's smoke that comes out of the mystery machine every time they cut to it. And we know what that smoke is. We know that Shaggy's definitely a pothead and that's definitely some smokage happening coming from the van. But then when I watched it with Chloe, there's, smoke coming out of the mystery machine. But they're grilling eggplant burgers inside. And eggplant burgers is important because Shaggy is a vegetarian. Because the original voice of Shaggy, Casey Kasem, was a vegetarian and wanted Shaggy to be a vegetarian. So that's why he says, the only thing I like more than an eggplant burger is a chocolate-covered eggplant burger. Terrible Shaggy impression. There you go. So it's just funny that there is smoke coming out of the mystery machine, but it is not marijuana. It is them grilling burgers. And then when he meets Isla Fisher and she's like, my name's Mary Jane, he's like, that's my favorite name. That's another little wink to the adults who understand that, which again, didn't back then. I was a sheltered homeschool kid. Even at 17, I didn't get that joke. Now I do. They shot in Australia, in Queensland. And there was a Tangalooma Island resort that stood in for Spooky Island. Now, I know that Scooby-Doo 2, Monsters Unleashed, features more of, the throwback monsters, kind of pays homage to the old cartoon a little more than the first one. But I got to tell you, I like the first one so much more. I love the idea of a very creepy amusement park. That's always appealed to me. And I love the design of Spooky Island. Even back when the CGI wasn't that great, I still thought it looked really fun. And I would go to that amusement park right now. And on that note, there's an interview where Sarah Michelle Gellar and her husband, Freddie Prinze Jr., are talking about Scooby-Doo in the press circuit promoting the movie, and she breaks it down as it was a movie, it was a TV show. The show wasn't for girls, it wasn't for boys, it was just everybody could enjoy it. And then Freddie Prinze Jr. comes in with the best response ever. You have to watch it. Okay, here's Sarah Michelle Gellar.
So much more than every other cartoon. It was so ahead of its time. It had a story. They worked hard to figure it out, and it wasn't gender specific. It wasn't a boys cartoon or a girls cartoon or any of those things.
And here's Freddie Prinze Jr.
It was a talking dog, you know what I mean?
So awesome. She's a talking dog, man. Yes, it was, Freddie. Yes, it was. But anyway, that's one of the best interviews ever. Pamela Anderson literally flew to Australia just to do that opening cameo. Yes, Pamela Anderson was in the first scene with the Luna Ghost, which apparently was the original villain of the show, and later was changed to Scrappy-Doo, because we all hate Scrappy, and they were like, this will be super funny for all the people who used to watch Scooby-Doo to see that Scrappy was the villain all along, and you can be happy with hating him. It's okay to hate Scrappy-Doo, because we all did. Together! That's what brought us all together. I hope that's what brought people together in the 70s. It was a 70s cartoon, I think? Is that when Scooby-Doo debuted? I think? I don't know. But so Pamela Anderson is in that first scene. The possessed band is the real Sugar Ray. So once the monsters start appearing in the movie, okay, guys, there's some spoilers, but whatever, just go watch. Came out in 2002. Once we realize that demons are like possessing these college kids at the resort, they're deep in their investigation, and they go through this pool scene, and there's a band singing at the pool, and it's Sugar Ray. And I heard that they tried to get Weezer, and Weezer said, nah, no thanks. Isn't that their thing? Like Island in the Sun, like they're like a pool band. That would have been perfect. But no, Sugar Ray was like, we're on board. So yeah, that's Sugar Ray in that scene, and also trying to kill Velma and Daphne shortly afterward. The monsters themselves were softened after tests so they'd feel less scary. That was a good call on their part because the monsters are very silly. In my opinion, there's no part of the movie that is like super, super scary. Like they do keep it very light. However, I will tell you the reason I know that I'm wrong on that is because when I was watching it with Chloe and Calvin did get scared. Calvin's 6. And he's usually fine with spooky stuff, loves Nightmare Before Christmas, loves Halloween movies. But there was something about this movie that did scare him. He didn't really like the ending. And, so I was conscious of that. And Chloe keeps wanting to watch it. And I'm trying to like sit down with Calvin. I'm like, it's not real. I'm even telling him like trivia. I'm like, dude, it was written by James Gunn. And like, Matthew Lillard used to scream on his way to the audition. And Calvin's like, I don't know what you're talking about. And it's fine. No, he doesn't care. But yeah, so even with how they watered it down, it is a little scary to my 6-year-old. But, whatever, he's fine. What else we got? Goof time during Daphne versus Zarkos, the like Mexican wrestler guy. Her footwear goes from go-go boots to the flats between shots, which is very funny. And I also heard that her black belt is on one scene and then it's off one scene and it's on. This is a classic, what's it called? Continuity issue. I mean, it's a fight scene, right? I bet they shot some of it in flat footwear because she couldn't do it in the go-go boots. And then just editing, they just, whatever. They just kind of let it go. And that's fine. Like after all the times I've seen the movie, I never noticed that. I'll have to go back and watch it now. But like I said, I've watched it probably 50 times in my life. I've never noticed that. But Sarah Michelle Gellar was shooting Buffy at the same time. So she had to kind of, I think, either go back and forth and or just take a little hiatus from Buffy to shoot this movie. I don't know if the red hair was a wig or if they dyed it. I do know that they dyed Freddie Prinze Jr.'s hair blonde, and the bleach like totally ruined his hair, and he had to shave his head after they were done filming. Poor guy. The things we do for art. Reggae star Shaggy recorded the modern version of Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? The theme song from the soundtrack. That is very appropriate. Shaggy recorded Scooby-Doo, oh, where are you? We need some help from you, yeah. And it's a great version. Man, I am so nasally, guys. I'm really sorry. I'm not sick anymore, I swear. It's just all sticking around. Another goof, the sausage link around Scooby's waist pops off, then magically reappears in the next shot. I'll have to go back and look at that. Another goof, Daphne's leap through the closing pyramid changes distances, so she should have been trapped. That's just a movie thing. They do that all the time to make it seem like she's going to get trapped, but then she's not. She escapes. The script leans into the word protoplasm because test audiences didn't like using the word soul. Okay, that's interesting. Soul and I think Demon was another one that like test audiences were not really keen on that, so they used protoplasm. That's fine. Look, it's a fantasy movie. You can make up your own rules. It's all good. Zarkos, who I was saying Daphne was fighting earlier. The masked luchador is played by real kickboxer MMA fighter Sam Greco. I did not know that. Scrappy-Doo is voiced by Scott Innes. His hulking Scrappy Rex form is J.P. Mano. Okay, so they had two different voices for Little Scrappy and Big Scary Scrappy. Warner Brothers Movie World Gold Coast even built a Scooby-Doo spooky coaster based on the film. I didn't know that. Now I want to go on that. Like I said before, the way they designed the fake theme park in CGI, I thought looked so cool. Like I would so love a islandy, spooky theme park like that. I'd be all about it. Mythbuster, the viral rumor that Tim Curry refused to do the movie because of Scrappy, his official page calls it totally untrue. So I guess there is a rumor that Tim Curry didn't want to be in it because he hated Scrappy-Doo so much. And, that's completely not true. But good for the person who started that internet rumor. That is very funny. And I think that's all I have here. I think we got a few. Yeah, Fred's hair. Freddie Prinze Jr. dyed his hair for movie 1, but because it ruined his hair so much, he got a wig for the sequel. Poor guy. There was one more that I skipped. Oh, here it is. Okay, I found it. So in early development, Mike Myers was set to be in it, and Jim Carrey was set to be Shaggy before Matthew Lillard was locked in, and Janine Garofalo was going to be Velma before Linda Cardellini. Okay, so that's all the internet fun facts we have for that. Janine would have been a great Velma as well. Linda killed it, but Janine's also amazing. I really liked her in Mystery Men. Another one of those just wacky, weird comedies from the was it late 90s, early 2000s. Just that whole... I love the era of those movies that just don't take themselves seriously. Like Josie and the Pussycats. I've said this many times. This movie's amazing, and anybody who hated it just didn't get it. There's so much product placement on purpose in Josie and the Pussycats. Like they went overboard. The whole thing is very meta. It knows what it is. And I felt the same way about Scooby-Doo. I really do think this is a great movie, a great family Halloween movie that's not too scary. It makes it its own thing while also paying homage to the old cartoon. Old Man Smithers, the creepy janitor, and I would have gotten away with it too if it weren't for you meddling kids. Anyway, that's it for Tempy Trivia. Hope you guys enjoy these trivia episodes. I'm having fun doing them. I just did Halloween Town a couple weeks ago, another great movie for Halloween. So, October goes by fast, so make sure you're watching scary movies, you're wearing Halloween clothes whenever possible, going to as many parties, watching movies, listening to Monster Mash. I was working in the lab late one night. It's the greatest song. He did the mash. He did the Monster Mash. The Monster Mash. You gotta listen to it. Thriller. Dead Man's Party. You gotta, guys. Ghostbusters. This makes me feel good. You gotta have that playlist going, guys. Light some candles. Hey, you want a Scooby snack? Riley, you want a Scooby snack? Good Scooby. Good dog. All right, see you later. Oh God, what's the next part? Cause Scooby-Doo, if you come through, we're gonna have yourself a sister act. That's not right. Cause Scooby-Doo, if you come through, we're gonna have ourselves a heart attack. That's not right. Scooby-Doo, if you come through, we're gonna have it. Oh my gosh, what is it? At Scooby-Doo, if you come through, you're gonna have yourself a Scooby snack. Yes, that's a fact. Woo! Nailed it.